Sadness and outrage tonight after another school shooting in America.
Good afternoon, this is News 2, and we're following a breaking story today, a shooting at a high school in Littleton, Colorado.
There's word potentially multiple children have been killed. This happened at the Robb Elementary School in the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District.
2012 Colorado movie theater massacre.
7 bodies were discovered in Oklahoma.
2 mosques in Christchurch were targeted, the country's worst mass shooting ever.
I'm back again. All right, so back up at the shooting range again. Doesn't look too bad. That'll work. This is the gun I feel that is gonna be the one doing most of the work. Okay, so here's the deal. Got a 1983 quarter right here. You believe in fate? Here's the fate test.
Tails.
Which means there's gonna be a loss of a human life, besides my own. Possibly more than one. My biggest goal is to do as much damage as I can, but the fact of the matter is, you don't have a lot of time. And, I mean, I could totally just keep going. You just keep moving fast, but you gotta still watch what you're doing. And there's no telling, like, what state of mind I'm gonna be in when all that's going down. Like, it's probably gonna seem like an eternity. This is Andrew Blaze, signing off for the last time. I'll see some of you soon. Enjoy the rest of your lives. Andrew, out.
Randy Robert Stair was born on September 17, 1992, to parents Robert Stair and Lori Ann Stair in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. Just 2 years later, on September 11, 1994, his brother Jeremy entered the world. Growing up, Randy was a shy child who would often avoid eye contact with people and hated being acknowledged. In one of his writings he left behind, he states, "I just hated being acknowledged that I existed. I wanted it to be as if I was a ghost in the room, sitting in class and learning, but not having anyone know that I was there." He also talks about a school play he was in and says, quote, "I'll never forget about the play that we put on for our parents in preschool. While I don't remember what the play was about, I can remember standing at the back of the stage with my back turned to the audience in plain sight. I just zoned out. I just started looking around at anything to take my mind off of the nerve-wracking situation." While he preferred to spend most of his time alone, he would observe other students and see them talking with one another, laughing and just doing normal things. Despite wanting to be invisible, he also wanted to fit in with his classmates and felt lost. Eventually, he would make some friends in school, but according to himself, he was afraid to hang out with them outside of school. Sadly, he would be emotionally affected when one of his first real friends moved away at the end of the school year. In the first grade, Randy met a boy by the name of Matthew. The pair both liked football and making home movies together. Randy states, "We made a bunch of videos together on mini DV tapes. They started from just simple plots of 2 boys that wanted to try and find a friend, to parodies of Wes Craven's Scream. Matt helped me realize my love for the video camera. Whenever we would hang out, I can remember begging him to make some videos with me. I didn't even care what they were about. I just loved to record things with the camera and be able to watch them back on my television later on."
Thank you for joining us on 26 News. Join us next time on 26 News.
Newsflash. Good evening, everybody. There's a wild dog on the loose in the Stairs house. We'll be the first one to bring it. Of course. Cut.
I think a big reason why is because I love to remember the moments we had together as friends and be able to relive them whenever I wanted. It got to a point where he grew tired of repeating the same formula for a video, and we just stopped doing them. I, however, kept making them with just myself in them. From the first time I ever picked up a video camera and looked into the viewfinder, to the videos I made with Matt, my love for film never faded. I remember watching movies like Titanic, Scream, Pirates of the Caribbean and Harry Potter, and just being in awe of them. I got lost in the visuals, the soundtrack, the dialogue, everything. I wanted to be able to make videos like that. I would just walk around with the video camera and fantasize about what was happening, even though it was just me narrating with a camera angled upwards, 12 inches away from my face. Eventually, Randy and Matthew grew apart after Matt had started dating a girl, and in the 9th grade, Randy and Matt went their separate ways. This enraged Randy and made him feel abandoned and not appreciated. Randy was now on his own once again. Of course he had friends, but nothing serious. He writes, "The biggest mistake I made was not branching out to other students. For some reason, I just didn't connect with them, always feeling like I was in the wrong class of kids." Randy would abandon the idea of trying to make friends and went back to being the shy kid in class. That was until he met a boy by the name of James Schwemmer. Randy states that his relationship with James was pretty close to the one he had with Matt. The two shared an interest in film, and as Randy writes, James influenced him to start a YouTube channel and to start making his own content. Randy would start up a YouTube channel and would regularly upload the random videos he made. During middle school, Randy states he had thoughts of suicide and did not want to go to high school. He also began to write stories in which the main character would end up dying in the end. Having made it past middle school, and now in the 10th grade, after occasionally looking up Ember McLean, the fictional character from Danny Phantom, the animated superhero series, Randy began to wear clothing out of his mother's closet to be more like Ember, and according to himself, he loved it, and it just felt right in a way. He begins to fail most of his classes and can't see his own future, and this is where his thoughts of suicide got drastically worse, to the point where he was coming up with ideas to end his own life. In 2010, Randy started a job at a local Weis supermarket and had no interest in going to college or even living. Despite this, after graduating high school, Randy attended 3 years in college while still doing YouTube. From 2012 to 2013, while still at college, Randy would be affected by 6 deaths, and he stated on his channel that he would only be making YouTube videos for at least another year, and his content started to become darker. Randy became aware of how fragile life was after these deaths, and having already been dealing with suicidal thoughts, he began to think he would end up dead in a few years and fell into depression. In a way, Randy was letting his viewers know he wasn't going to be around much longer, without actually telling them why. He also started to fray away from Christianity.
Very quickly started to drift away from Christianity. Once I got out of high school, I just didn't buy it. I never could buy it. I could never believe that the Son of God was sent to Earth and he died and gave his life for us and was resurrected from the dead. It was a fairy tale to me. I didn't believe it for a minute. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Then it's like, well, how come no like miracles like that happen today? You know, you see in the Bible all these fucking stories. It's just, it's bullshit.
During Randy's YouTube ventures, he would be noticed by some pretty big names in the business and would collab with other content creators such as Make Me Bad 35. In March of 2013, Randy became even more obsessed with Ember McLean. Soon enough, he started posting photos of Ember on his YouTube channel and other social media platforms. During this time, Randy would start up his EGS series, aka Ember's Ghost Squad, an animated series on his YouTube channel, which sprung up a small fan base. The EGS series held some dark secrets. Randy often wrote his scripts from his own heart. His characters would often talk about murder and committing a mass shooting, and just general hatred of the living, and his viewers loved it. Little did they know that the stories were inspired by Randy's true feelings and beliefs.
I'm a level above you.
Andrew and Rachel. The perfect storm of inescapable chaos.
He states, "I kept looking at her and it's like she got it. She understood me. I understood her. We had feelings for each other, and it was way more than just a simple connection. It was life-changing. I felt like I could trust her. I felt like we had known each other before, and I just felt like I could have been her in a way." It seemed Randy immediately fell in love with the character Ember and got sucked into a world of delusion. Randy states that he believed he was a female soul, but admits to being a male on Earth. Over time, Randy began to believe the ghost squad he created was real, and believed he was originally from their universe before he was human. He believed he was sent to Earth for a mission, and would ultimately end up back there in the afterlife.
It's where I felt at home, and I later learned that it's where my home is. This has been my home for 24 years, but it's time for me to move on to the next level. Or rather, move back to where I was. At first, I thought that that's where I was destined to go, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that that's where I was before I was here. I was already there. I'm just sent here on a mission, you know? So it took a lot of time to discover myself. It wasn't just an overnight thing. And nobody on Earth sees it my way because I can't tell you that stuff about me, because then you'll start getting concerned, and then my parents could find out, and then I could end up in a mental ward, you know? And I'm not mentally insane. I'm not psychotic. I'm just me. I'm Andrew Blaze.
He believed the characters he created were souls from another dimension, and believed he was one of them. Eventually, in 2015, he adopted the name Andrew Blaze, and almost had it changed to his legal name. And according to him, Andrew Blaze was his true self from the EGS universe. Randy seemed to believe this 100%, and was willing to do anything to join his digital creations in the afterlife. At some point from 2015 to 2016, Randy started thinking about murder and became obsessed with the 1999 Columbine High School shooting.
One of the other biggest was Columbine. And last year, around June, was when I just got sucked into it. And I've heard about it in high school or early college or whatever, like just the reference of, like, you know, school shootings like Columbine and all this, and I never really looked it up until like late 2015 or early 2016, and it just hooked me. It grabbed me, it sucked me in, and I loved it. But deep down, they were victims. And I started to realize this, and I just got attracted to them. Not like in a sexual way or anything, but I just grew fucking in love with them. And they became my role models. They became my inspiration. And that's not good by society's standards. If you start showing affection and sympathy for fucking high school shooters, you're gonna be fucking locked up. So I had to try my damnedest not to post about that on social media, but if you looked, I made a fucking natural selection shirt. That's the shirt Eric Harris wore when he killed people.
Randy saw Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold as victims, and stated he fell in love with them, and stated that the two quickly became his role model and inspiration. He states that he finally found somebody who thought of the world like he did. Randy could be seen wearing a natural selection shirt in some of his videos, the same shirt Eric Harris wore during the shooting in 1999. He also says the two shooters are what got him interested in firearms. In late 2016, to document how he was feeling, Randy starts to write in a journal. His first entry reads, "As the late Eric Harris once said, I hate the fucking world. What an inspiration. Out of all the ones who have influenced me, Eric Harris is one of the newest. I would have killed to have met the guy. I think we would have connected on so many levels. I would kill to be able to gather a mass amount of ammunition and weaponry, and to just destroy anyone who has the misfortune of crossing my path. Everyone on this pathetic, putrid planet needs to be fucking slaughtered. What makes someone as innocent looking as me want to cause mass devastation and manipulation? I have my reasons, some more morbid than the others. I've hated humans my entire life. I hated making friends, socializing amongst my classmates, and just overall being spoken to. Humans are worthless. We are living, breathing, moving trash. I don't care what you say. Life is a never-ending simulation of hell. I'm not afraid of humans. I'm disgusted by them. Life is either great or depressing. What is there even to be remotely happy about in this shithole of a planet? You are a dead man the instant you're conceived by your parents. You don't even have a say in your own name." Randy also started a document of audio records and video recordings titled The Andrew Blaze Suicide Tapes, in which he speaks about his thoughts, feelings, and ultimately the future attack. With suicide on his mind for years at this point, Randy plans to kill himself in his bedroom in 5 months, but did not have the necessary tools to do it how he wanted it. So, he began to look at some of the firearms Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold used, 12-gauge shotguns. The thought also crossed his mind that if Eric Harris could do it, maybe he could pull off a shooting as well. But he would put that thought to the side, as he wouldn't know where to pull it off.
Yeah. Less than 5 months. And then not long after, all this stuff will be gutted and stripped apart. There'll be blood all over the ceiling and probably on some of these posters. I don't know. I've been thinking about taking one down and just like sitting it next to me when I do it. You know, be as close to them as possible. And yeah, Mackenzie's my girl. She's just so fucking cute, dude. I wanted to shoot up a supermarket. I wanted to do all that. But I knew full well it wouldn't happen. Something would go wrong. My gun would jam. I'd get taken out, disarmed, neutralized, etc. Somebody in that supermarket would have to have a fucking firearm on them. You know they would. And plus, with just me doing it, there's no fucking way I would kill more than like fucking 3 people. With just a shotgun? No. Not a chance. I would kill to take people down with me before I ended my life. But this was the biggest thing I thought about, and I paced for like 45 minutes thinking this over. If it was up to me, I would fucking shoot up a supermarket.
On Wednesday, January 4th, 2017, Randy writes, I wore my natural selection shirt under my work clothes last night, and my goddess, I never felt so in charge. It was as if Eric Harris was with me. I was also extremely livid and irritable. I never felt so enraged at work before. It lasted for like 2 hours. I yelled at a coworker for the first time. That release felt amazing. He's a retarded sack of shit. Fucker doesn't know the difference between shit and dirt. You have no idea how many times I've envisioned or acted out shooting him. You're worthless, Chris. Fucking worthless. I'd shoot that supermarket up, but what's the point of killing only 3 people? There isn't one. I cannot get Columbine off my mind. The 2.5 hours it took me to fall asleep yesterday was full of fantasies of storming into a supermarket, where I work, and shooting everybody, ending with me blowing my head off in aisle 1. That could easily become a reality, but killing 2 or 3 people is nowhere near satisfying. Hey, I might go for it one night. Who knows? I wouldn't mind shooting that store up, but I wish there'd be more people to kill besides Brian, Victoria, maybe Will, and the floor guy. Hey, better than nothing. I seriously might do it. No one would ever suspect a thing. Randy's writing shows that he slowly began to choose his target, his place of work that he has been employed at since 2010. It's crazy to think if I go through with this plan to kill my coworkers, I'll make the news headlines. If I do in fact do this, I'm going to place EGS ghost stickers on the corpses. The squad and Harris/Klebold are my drive. I'm going to give it serious thought this spring/summer and see what happens. I need shooting practice first. Can't just waltz in there and expect to light shit up. Gotta get to know your guns first. And just as important, your victims. I need a pump-action shotgun that fires more than just 1 shell without having to reload. At this point, Randy has no official plan, and is just writing what comes to mind. He no longer wants to live, but is sharing his thoughts through the paper. Saturday, April 8th, 2017, Randy's journal reads, Success. Ladies and gentlemen of Earth, I have a shotgun. What a feeling. I can't wait to shoot that beauty. I'm gonna call her Mackenzie. She's a Mossberg 500 12-gauge pump-action Persuader cruiser. And yes, she's black. Today is one hell of a milestone. Oh mother, if only you realized you just signed my death warrant by taking me to that gun shop. In less than 5 months, you'll be finding me on the floor. Imagine the bloodstains. It's gonna be crazy. On April 11th, Randy recorded a video showing off his new legally acquired firearm. that he chose because it was a similar weapon to that used in the Columbine shootings.
So today's April 11th, and a few days ago, I got my baby. Check it out. This is a Mossberg 500 pump action 12 gauge shotgun. And it is gonna be my ticket out of here. And I cannot fucking wait to use it. It's just been sitting here the last few days because I haven't been able to go out to, test fire it yet. And the urge is like beyond imaginable right now. I really want to shoot this, but I gotta wait another few days before I can shoot it, so that's how it goes.
In the suicide tapes, several videos show him target practicing with it.
Holy shit!
Oh my god! Oh.
Wow!
Holy crap!
I fucking hit it!
That's incredible. See, I'm soaked. That got on the lens, too. Sorry. All right. That's that. Fun. You gotta check this out. So I just got my fucking shells in the mail. And look at that shit. But wait, there's more. I can't.
At this point, Randy's intentions were to take his own life alone in his bedroom, but his hunger for blood and the hatred he had for his coworkers would eventually change his plan altogether. Stuck between shooting up his work or just taking his own life at home. On April 25th, 2017, Randy nonchalantly let fate decide with a coin flip.
Got a 1983 quarter right here. You believe in fate? Here's the fate test. I'm gonna flip this 3 times, or the best out of 3 rather, and if it's heads, I'll do it here. If it's tails, supermarket. Let's go. 3. That was a high one. You realize, if I flip this next coin and it lands on tails, there's gonna be devastation and destruction. Way up there. And it over to the right. Heads. Had to be, huh? Have to have it come down to the very last coin flip. Oh my goddess. I can't believe I'm having this come down to a coin flip. The flip of a coin. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. Land behind the camera. That is a tails, folks. Tails. Which means there's gonna be a loss of a human life besides my own. Possibly more than one. That's fate for you. I mean, either way, I could still change my mind about it, but I'm not going against the flip of the coin. I'm gonna do it. I'm not tempting fate. I'm just going with it. Unreal.
Today was the nail in the coffin. It's all over now. I let my fate come down to a coin flip. It came down to the final toss, so I just bought another Mossberg 500 online for a backup. This one is the exact same as my first one, only it's an 18.5 barrel as opposed to 20. Oh, I can't fucking wait. It won't be long now. I'm setting it in stone, either June 7th, or June 9th, or June 14th. That's the ballpark area we're looking at here. There's no turning back. June 9th would be easiest. A few pages forward, Randy begins writing out multiple different options for the supermarket. On Sunday, April 29th, 2017, Randy acquired a second shotgun after the results of the coin flip. He writes, "It's all over now, ha 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 ha. Oh my goddess, I now officially have two 12-gauge pump-action shotguns. It's all over now, but the crying. I never thought I'd ever own two shotguns. I stocked up on ammunition too. Unless I shoot sometime during the week, I'll have 400 rounds of buckshot ammunition and 25 to 30 rounds of slugs. That's more than enough to do the job," and continues to talk about it in the tapes.
I got it! I fucking got it! 2 Mossberg 500 shotguns! Fucking got it! It's on the back seat back there somewhere. I don't know if you can see it, but fucking got it. 2. I now have 2. 2 pump-action 12-gauge shotgun Mossberg 500s. And I can't believe it. I have all the pieces. I have all the pieces. I have everything I need. The way I see it, just 4 weeks left.
Alright, so here we are again up at the shooting range, and brought both shotguns today. First time loading this baby. Wow! Woo!
It's very creepy to see Randy having so much fun shooting these weapons, while knowing his dark intentions for getting the guns in the first place.
It stayed on there! Wow.
He can somehow manage to laugh and smile, all the while he knows he only has weeks left to live.
That's it. But, this gun's amazing. So, yeah, today's May 2nd. The way I see it is June 9th.
Randy keeps this second weapon hidden from his parents and continues to visit his private range to ready himself.
This time, just for the sake of being secretive about it. Alright, so that's all the ammo I have for now. I really love coming up here. I wish I could come up here every day and shoot. This was before I put the duct tape on. See the duct tape around the pistol grip? The reason for that, is if you haven't seen other videos for me talking about that, is the pistol grip on this thing hurts like a motherfucker after you shoot it. There's these grooves that go in and come out and in and come out. You know, where you put your fingers, that's where your fingers go in so you can get a firm grip on the thing. Well, what ended up happening was my fingers kept getting pinched in those grooves, and I had a big fucking like blood blister on my pinky finger from it after the first time shooting it. I immediately thought of Eric Harris's gun when he had the duct tape around the grip. So had my mom go back to the house, bring back duct tape, grab the shit out of it, so roll. Give me peace and quiet and solitude. That's all I want. Alive, anyway. Yeah. It's a beautiful place. And I hope I can come back to it. Not alive, but in spirit. So, alright. I'm gonna go clean up, because it's gonna take me about 10 minutes to do it. So, I'll see you guys soon.
5 days after this recording, Randy writes in his journal, "Every social encounter at work is as if it's in slow motion now, knowing I'm going to turn on all of you. With each passing night, I continue to shed away my human emotions. I'm no longer bound to this pathetic world. Nothing matters anymore. All that matters is the mission and finishing the massacre video." The massacre video that he is referring to is the Westboro High Massacre. It's Randy's last video project that he intends to upload the night of the shooting. The video details the preparation for the shooting, along with his digital characters pulling off a school shooting. Randy has posted some edgy stuff in the past, but he had to upload this video at the last moment, because it contained many warning signs that couldn't be missed.
Now, in terms of how this is going to go down, here's the plan. Wednesday, June 7th, 2017, 1 o'clock, we go off for break. That's how it always goes, every night. So here's what's going to happen. Brian's going to come up to me and say, "Greg, he goes. He goes outside. That's how it always goes. When he goes out, I'm gonna block the emergency exits. I'm gonna get pallets. I'm gonna put them in front of the doors. In the back room, there are at least 4 or 5 emergency exits. There's one all the way at the other end of the facility in the back room by the back manager's office. That one I'm actually gonna block when he goes to lock the store up at 11 o'clock. So that one will just be taken care of instantly. He's not gonna go down there looking for other stuff, because I'll have all the stuff we're gonna need for the stock and shit already down here. So there'll be no reason he'll ever need to go down that side of the facility. So that'll be taken care of. And about, I'd say like 60 feet beyond that, there's an emergency exit here. And about 20 feet down, there's another one here. This one over here is the easiest to block, besides the one all the way down. You just put a pallet there and it's completely blocked. You're not gonna get out. There's gonna be all kinds of thoughts racing through my head in those final few minutes, just like I'm so ready. Like there's gonna be so much adrenaline flowing through me. I'm gonna feel like more powerful than I ever have in my life. And there's not gonna be anyone that's gonna be able to stop me, which is beautiful. That'd be the best option, just to do it as fast as I possibly can. That way they're wounded. That's just the biggest thing. As long as I hit everybody and they're wounded, then I can take my time with finishing them off. That's just, I gotta do it as fast as I possibly can. Then I can worry about the fun aspect of hitting other shit. Once I get everybody, or as many as I can, do what damage I can, then it's go down to aisle 1. Poof. Just like that. And it's over. And then I'm where I belong. The thing about it is, nobody would suspect a thing. It's how it's so ingenious. Nobody would remotely suspect me to do this. And it's foolproof. There is nothing that can stop me. Nothing. And you'll all be fucking dead.
So, to sum up his plan, while everyone is on break, Randy plans to block most of the exits in the building and go out to his car and arm himself, re-enter the building and fire upon his third shift co-workers as they attempt to flee from inside.
That's all she wrote for today. Count down the days. It's like 23 days left. That's it. It's insane. So yeah. Gotta go clean everything up now. Hooray!
Nearing the end of his life, Randy grows tired of everything and even stops eating meals, and found himself only eating small snacks.
What's up, humans? I'm tired. I'm tired of breathing. I'm tired of going to a dead-end job. I'm tired of putting all this effort into videos that aren't going anywhere. I'm tired of animating in general. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired of my body. I'm tired of food. Tired of everybody. I don't want to deal with another human again.
Friday, May 26th, 2017. I can't do this anymore. I'm physically and mentally exhausted. I can't animate anymore. My body is quitting. I even slept for 10 hours and can't move. I'm dying. I just don't care anymore. I'm ready to let go of everything. I'll do some more shots in Flash when I'm up for it over the next 12 days. But if the project has holes in it, I don't even care. I'm throwing in the towel. I did what I could. I'm gonna rest for most of this morning and probably shoot later. I don't know. I'm ready to die. 12 days. I'll make it, but it's gonna be tough.
What's up? Today is Friday.
Friday, May 26th. I went shooting about an hour ago. And it's crazy how bored I am of it now. Like, at first it was like it was amazing. I was shooting stuff and blowing stuff up and everything. And now it's like I'm desensitized to it all. I'm bored of it all. I'm ready to take it up to the next level. And in 2 weeks I will.
Randy films himself talking about his life, family, and how he is ready to leave it all behind. He speaks about doing enough and acting normal to not blow his cover or lose his job. He is pretty much set for June 7th and doesn't seem fazed in the slightest with the idea he'll be dead soon. On June 1st, Randy films a 2-hour-long goodbye video for his family.
If you're watching this, I'm dead. I've envisioned this day coming for as long as 10 years. I wanted to record this for you, Mom, Jeremy, Dad, and really just anyone else in the family that would want to watch it, and to maybe help you better understand why I did what I did. And anyways, I can guarantee you that none of you saw this coming. None of you would ever remotely expect me to do something like this. And I guarantee you can't believe that I could do something like this. Like, if you look on the poster behind me, those were inspired by Ember McLean, which is a ghost from a TV show called Danny Phantom. Whenever I started feeling down and depressed, I thought of this character. She was always there when I got into this dark, depressing place. And I just connected with her, unlike anything I ever have in my life. I originally wanted to do it in September of this year, but I just didn't want to risk waiting that long, and also the fact that I couldn't wait that long. I was done with life. I just was done. I also knew, the longer I put it off, the more of a risk I had of getting caught with it, Social media, the biggest beauty out of it all was I had a bit of a safety net because it was a show, I say loosely, with the EGS channel, I could have just played it off as just being a character or something, but the truth was it was actually real. But being that it was stemming from the show, it was a bit of a safety net for me. So that bought me a lot of time. It really did. It's like there's EGS recruits telling me to do it in my head. Do it. Do it. It's not schizophrenia or anything like that. But it's like there's spirits telling me in my head, do it. If someone's pissing me off, do this. Do that. Or it's okay, don't worry about it. Fuck them. It's like there was spirits telling me this stuff. How to act. Where to go. How to respond, It's just... brings back memories, doesn't it? What happened? What the fuck happened, man? You need to realize, though, I'll be where I belong after all this. No matter what I did, I'll be happier. That's what matters. And whether you believe that or not, these people that I'm about to kill, they're part of the soul contract as well. This was their destiny. This was their fate. This is what I had to do. This is what had to happen to them. You can believe that as much as you want, or you can think it's a crock of shit. I don't care.
Randy spends his final days editing the massacre video despite not having all the voice lines and scenes finished. He writes about hating having to rely on other people to get him the voice lines for the video, and eventually, he just accepts he won't finish it before the 7th and will just have to upload it unfinished. On June 5th, Randy would record a house tour video and write his final journal entry. It reads, "I'll never forget those who changed my life. I can't thank you all enough. Maybe I'll see some of you soon. Remember, life can always be worse. Somewhere out there, there's always someone worse off than you. Hopefully, you'll be able to rediscover yourselves through simpler times. It's time for me to go. Thank you. I'll always remember you. Farewell. Andrew Blaze.
It is. So, yeah, I guess I'll end this. So... who would have thought? Who would have thought? Have a good one, guys.
Randy begins to hint at an up-and-coming video on his Twitter page. On June 7th, Randy arrived at work as normal. According to his Twitter, at around 10 o'clock, Randy uploads the video and all of his files pertaining to the attack. At some point during the night, Randy continued to regularly do his job and would walk off to the back of the store to block the far exit by the manager's office first, before blocking the rest of them, as he stated he would do in one of his tapes. At some point after break, Randy stepped out the front door of the store and used his car to block another entrance from outside. He then stripped off his work shirt and donned the "It's our time to rise" shirt. After blocking the doors, he grabbed the shotguns from the trunk of his vehicle and placed one of them on his back and carried one in his hands. He then moved to the front doors and stepped back inside and locked the door behind him. From this point on, the timeline is unclear, but I will try my best. Randy, now armed with his 2 shotguns, makes his way toward aisle 16, where 2 of his co-workers, Victoria Brong and Kristen Newell, were busy stocking shelves. Unbeknownst to both of them, a predator was inside the store, and he was out for blood. As Randy approached the 2 from behind, he took aim at Victoria and fired at her. She was struck 4 times and killed. As the first shots rang out, Kristen, who was standing just feet away from Victoria, heard the loud pops and took her headphones off to ask Victoria if she had heard the same thing. As she looked over, she saw Victoria on the floor. She then looked over to where the noise was coming from and saw Randy standing at the end of the aisle, just staring at her. Randy chose not to fire at Kristen, and instead quickly turned and walked to the next aisle and found the floor man, Terry Sterling. Randy fired 2 shots at Terry and killed him. At this point, Kristen checks on Victoria, who is not responsive. She then dials 911 and runs and hides in another aisle. Randy makes his way to the other side of the store near the bakery area and finds his manager, Brian Hayes. Randy would shoot Brian 5 times, killing him. Kristen hears Randy firing from across the store, possibly at random items in the store, like he said he would in the tapes. Eventually, Kristen makes a break for the front door, which was blocked by a pallet. She was able to make it past and unlock the door and escape. With police slowly arriving on scene, gunshots were still being heard from outside. Randy never fired a shot from the weapon on his back and only used his shorter weapon during the attack. After feeling satisfied, Randy went to aisle 1 and turned the weapon on himself. He stuck the barrel in his mouth and pulled the trigger. Randy fired 59 shots in the 5 minutes that the shooting lasted. Also, nobody truly knows why Randy chose to let Kristen live. He seemed hell-bent on trying to kill everyone inside, but when faced with the opportunity to kill one of his intended targets, he just walks away. This fact will always confuse me. Why do you think he let her live? Change of heart, maybe? I doubt it. It's clear that Randy was motivated by his hatred of others and the overwhelming urge to die, mixed with his delusional thoughts of the afterlife. Let's all take a moment to remember the lives that were lost on June 7th, 2017. Thank you all for watching. If I missed any important details, let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.